Hello, I'm Joseph Simonet. This is the Wind and Rock Training Facility in Lake Chelan, Washington. Paladin Press and I are presenting a whole new perspective on the slam set. The original slam set we filmed in spring of 1999, and Paladin released it in the year 2000. At that time, it was construed more as a martial art perspective, meaning right now the general schools of thought in martial arts is you have traditional arts, you have MMA or mixed martial arts, cage fighting, then you have a reality-based martial arts. It's been about 8 years since at this point, when we filmed the first slam set. So what am I? Am I a traditional martial arts? Am I an MMA guy? Or am I reality-based? Frankly, the slam set represents all three. When I say all three, clearly the entire technical aspects of the slam set are derivations of traditional and or classical martial arts systems. I've changed them, alterated them a little bit for my own perspective and or efficiency, building my own model of training. As far as the MMA, a lot of the material, we'll be showing you this to you on this DVD, could be used in cage fighting. It's absolutely cross-reference applicable to the ring. And if you've seen the blade set or club set, you can see that it's really reality-based. It's more military interpretation because ultimately everything I do is knife. Now, the original slam set had about 108 movements. It's about up to 130. That's an arbitrary and or ambiguous number because small alterations in position or movement or what I'm feeling coming at me, the stimulation I'm getting, alters everything simultaneously and or instantaneously. There's 130 movements or so. What I mean by that, if you're talking about Fahrenheit, say temperature 72 to 73 degrees, that's 1 degree. If you had sensitive enough technology between 72 and 73, there's billions of variations of that temperature. There's still a beginning and there's still an end, so it's not infinite. In the same way, that's what the 130 movements are. Because, for instance, the first movement has about 35 variations of what it represents. But you start getting stimulation from an opponent and or multiple opponents and or environment, involve weaponry, and spike up the escalation of violence, and it's really like the 72 to 73 degrees. It's not infinite, but it's high level. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how the slam set, even though we taught it linear, so if you've seen that video, review it and check it out. If you haven't seen it, buy it because it has so much information I'm not going to cover that's absolutely essential and or relevant to what I'm saying now. The art I teach we're calling the art and science of Mukjong. It's an evolution. It evolves, it grows, it moves. Sometimes it has mutations. If you've watched my other videos, 6 Seconds, Extreme Wing Chun, of course the slam set, other different projects we've done, the Silat Concept series, I'm saying similar things, but it's evolving, it's growing, it's changing and becoming more integrated and complex in its conceptual analysis. Back to 6 Seconds, I introduced the acronym CAPA, Conceptual Analysis and Practical Application. That's still the lens of which I look at things through. I call it conceptual lensing. What's the concept? Let's analyze it practically. How can I manifest it? It's got to be teachable, learnable, and practical. This is where I am in my art right now. We're going to take a look at the notion of seamless transitional integration. I've also talked about that before in some of my projects. Well, let me review and then add some things. When I talk about seamless transitional integration, I'm talking about from empty hand to knife to club or stick. I'm also talking about one-on-one stand-up to the ground. I'm also talking about a seamless transitional integration between multiple opponents. If your art cannot make that adjustment, you need to adjust the art and or your training mode. Also, when we taught the slam set in the original format, it was a form, thus the name set, the slam set, and we ran it through together. I don't train it that way. There's 130, as I said, individual pieces, and each one of those are completely applicable in defending yourself in a street situation and or a cage fight situation. Now, When I'm talking about seamless transitional integration, it's from art to art, range, empty hand to weaponry, single to multiple opponents. Okay, you got that. What it also is, it's a seamless transitional integration within itself. Meaning we have 1 movement, 2 movement, 3 movement, 4 movement. I mean, we're going punch, like that kind of motion. That's a linear concept. But each one of these can connect and or integrate with any of the 130 motions at any particular time, depending upon the stimulation you're getting. And a lot of this, what's also very important, is it's not just this form. I mean, I've had people talk about, I'm a little artsy-fartsy. Fine, well, come on by and see me, and we'll play, and we'll talk about it, because it's very violent. One of my perspectives right now is, I used to say, it's superior attitude defeats superior technique. Well, absolutely, that's still true, but now I call it concussive aggression. That's the attitude. Concussive. When I hit you, when I come into you right here, I'm going to just blow your head off, because that's essential to rock you. Physically, mentally, take your heart away, take your spirit away. Every time I hit you, I want to just explode. That's also concussive collision, and we want to generate what I call concussive velocity. It's sounding complicated, but really the whole notion here is cutting things down or simplifying things. We want to simplify all of our motions. Now, what we're going to show with my various students and friends today is we're going to move along the slam set, and I'm going to show you variations of each position or each movement and all the variables that could be there, and we're going to show you how to apply it on the street, perhaps with a knife or stick, but definitely with training drills on how to really dismantle somebody. So let's get started.